I found this next tape thanks to a good friend who worked for years in a hospital. He believed that what he heard on that recording couldn't possibly be real. But the story was real, and even though it happened years ago, I'm certain it will happen again. This is Evan Blackwood, and this is Whispers Unseen. Listen carefully to the story of the tape called The Exchange.
My name is Rose Morgan. I'm 85 years old, and 2 days ago I almost died. But I should probably start the story at the beginning. Hello? Is this Julia Madison? Yes, this is her. I'm calling from St. Patrick's Hospital. Your neighbor, Rose Morgan, asked us to call you. She has just been admitted, and since she has no family, she told us you're the only person she's close to. Of course, but is she alright? She is in critical condition. She is very weak. We don't know how long she has left. She asks you to bring her something from her home, a kind of family keepsake. She said you have a spare key, correct? Yes, yes, I do. She gave it to me in case something ever happened to her. I was at the office today and oh God, I feel terrible. Poor woman, so alone. What does she need me to bring? Don't worry, it isn't your fault. She asked for a pocket watch kept in a drawer in her bedroom. Please, hurry. We're not sure how much time she has left. Julia left her apartment quickly and crossed the small hallway that separated her door from Rose's. She inserted the key into the lock. That door had always caught her attention. It was different from the others in the building. It would look older, and it had a small bronze knocker shaped like a closed fist. The house was silent. All paintings hung from the walls. The place always reminded her of her grandmother's home. The smell, the antique furniture. Even though she had the keys, this was the first time she entered alone. She had always come in with Rose. Now, being there by herself sent a slight shiver down her spine, a strange sense of fear. She remembered the last time she'd been there with the old woman. Rose had been a hairdresser when she was young. Just a few months earlier, she had insisted sweetly on trimming Julia's hair. "Let me show you the talent these old hands still have," she had said. In the kitchen, something smelled strange. Hearts with herbs and odd ointments were scattered on the counter. Suddenly, a noise startled her, like scratching behind a door. She opened the pantry and a cat darted out, sprinting across the room. Julia exhaled in shock. She didn't know her neighbor even had a cat. Julia finally reached Rose's bedroom. A bed stood in the center, with an old wardrobe on one side and a dresser with a mirror on the other. Many candles and old photographs covered the dresser. Faces that seemed to belong to different eras of Rose's life. Julia stared at them, feeling sad that the old woman had no one else in the world now that she was dying. She opened the dresser drawer. It was stuck and wouldn't move. With force, she managed to open it just a little. Through the narrow gap, she saw a golden pocket watch. She slipped her fingers inside, trying to reach it. When she finally grabbed it with the tips of her fingers, she felt a sharp sting. At that moment, the drawer suddenly gave way and opened completely. Julia looked at her hand. Her finger was bleeding. She put it in her mouth, trying to stop the bleeding. She examined the watch. It was golden. A drop of blood had fallen onto the glass. "Damn it!" she exclaimed, turning it over to see what had caught her. Julia froze. What was that? Attached to the back was a pin tied with a red thread to a small log of hair, all of it taped to the watch. She leaned closer. The hair was light blonde, like hers. Suddenly, the room began to spin. Her vision blurred. Her finger kept dripping blood onto the watch. The gears swallow the blood, absorbing every drop. The pin with a lock of hair glowed, turning redder and redder. Not a single drop hit the floor. It was as if the watch were drinking it. Julia collapsed, losing consciousness instantly. Shh. Calm down, don't get agitated. You lost consciousness. Where am I? No, don't speak. Try to breathe slowly. Rose. Rose? What do you mean, Rose? The woman glanced at the small mirror on the wall of the hospital room. She didn't recognize the wrinkles or the white hair or the old hands. I'm telling you, this isn't real. My name is Julia Madison. I was in my neighbor Rose's home when I pricked my finger with a watch. She's Rose, not me. I'm not this person. What have you done to me to put me inside this body? The woman didn't understand anything. She started to scream in terror. No! What is happening to me? Help! Someone help me! Give me back my body! What is happening to me? Help me! The nurse sedated her quickly until she fell asleep. Poor thing, she's lost her mind completely. She doesn't even know who she is anymore, the doctor said. Meanwhile, in the old woman's house, Julia's body regained consciousness. Her eyes opened slowly, observing her hands, her body. She stood up and rushed to the mirror in the bedroom. She touched gently the beautiful young face she now wore. Her body she inspected how the clothes fit her. She smiled as a cat rubbed against her leg. Do you like my new body, Black? The woman asked with a grin. The cat meowed. As I said at the beginning, my name is Rose. I'm 85 years old, and 2 days ago I was about to die. But as has happened to me before, I didn't die. Although now you can no longer call me Rose. From now on, my name is Julia Madison, and I'm 40 years old.
A favor, a simple favor, can change a person's life, even trade one life for another. Witchcraft, rituals. This story reminds us that perhaps behind the kind face of your neighbor, there is a witch simply waiting